Orgless going to be on the T side, kick things off. Buying up armor for Wardell and Ye. Do have, what, 2 flashes, a smoke as well for FNS. We have a kit, more importantly, out of JT, so they're prepared to play for a retake if they need to. I wonder if they're going to leave him by himself, and it looks like they actually won't be. Modem going to be the sole defender on the A side for now.
They've got these pistols spot on every single time. Let's see if it's going to be the same again. OC going to be looking for the shots. The plan was for Floppy to just bait in the corner, but it didn't work because everybody was dead. Again, that's back-to-back CT pistol rounds where we've seen Cloud9 have a perfect read on what Orgless were going to do. And yeah, I don't know, maybe they're just in their heads, maybe they've been watching the demos of Orgless, but whatever it is, they've got themselves another pistol.
Yeah, not a bad way to start off Inferno here. Definitely be happy about that. And yeah, I mean, even their T side on Overpass, they just kind of, I guess, knew what Cloud9 were going to do, even though they ran into them. At least they ran into them with all 5 players. Again, early banana control going to be taken. Look how far back Orgless are sitting towards T stairs, though. They're like kind of just waiting out the Molotov, waiting out the smoke. Now the Molotov going to come in to prevent them from pushing through. Really a lot of map control taken early on for Cloud9. But then again, you know they're going to be on a full save anyway, so why not go for it?
Oh, JT. How many can he get? 1,200? Oh, no. So, well, it is 1,200 now. I was going to try and add the extra bit, but it seems like Sonic actually stole one of those kills away. But nonetheless, it's absolutely flawless and basically what's needed for Cloud9 going into this next round. The AKs are coming, and they don't have, well, much in terms of weaponry. They've got plenty of FAMAS available for them. They've got an MP9 and plenty of utility, but they definitely want to steal some of those AKs going into this next round.
It's going to be tough. I mean, at least they have a massive utility advantage. And actually, go for the peek in towards middle. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Well, not 2-for-1 as JT nades down the bomb. Banana gets a kill. Again, not quite able to rescue these AKs, but still, the man advantage done. A little bit light on the A site. Maybe that's why we're seeing JT rotate over and leaving Sonic to his own devices at Banana. But Infin's gotten a decent amount of space now. He would have pushed up in towards apartments, looking to actually smoke it as well. Modem's gonna be waiting on top. Because Plume's actually gonna play with inside of it. I like this play. If he takes down Infinite, he will most likely take down Ye because he's on low HP as well. But instead, he's gonna back off as he gets dinked down to 2. Orgless are running into a wall here. If somehow Cloud9 can rescue these AKs as well, like that's the best start you could possibly have here.
And, well, they've already managed to retrieve one. Sonic on his mission down the bottom of Banana has gained an AK-47. Finesse. Take down JT, of course. He basically has all the work to do. EA being so desperately low on health. Gonna try and round the corner into the site. Modem is going to be hiding in the graveyard, and that's where he'll send his opponent. FNS, if he can get this kill, if he can turn it into a 1v1, he's got a good opportunity, but OC not going to allow for it. Cloud9, they convert the round with, as said, 4 FAMAS alongside singular SMG. It wasn't the best of buys, but they've made it work, and now they get the reward of a couple of AKs and the full rifles coming into this next round.
I mean, yeah, like they lose the FAMAS, Famine, but is that really a big deal when they'd be buying up anyways? Probably. Actually, they might have saved it for like a bonus round here, but still, 3 M4s, 2 AKs, 3-0 start for them, potentially on the verge of a 4-0 start. There's no way Orgless can contest Banana here off the bat. No utility except the flashbang. On Wardell, who currently be a bomb over in mid. And they're giving up so much ground to Cloud9. And I know they have to. I mean, they obviously have to right now in these rounds. But I wonder if they're going to be able to take it from them, you know, when they can fully buy up into this. At least when they have the utility behind it to do it.
The map where obviously Cloud9 have quite a heavy reliance on Sonic. He's given that solo B play, but it does mean they can bolster this defense. This isn't going particularly well, but OC going to try and finish off as many as he can. He will eventually go down, and a couple of rifles have been retrieved. Now, bear in mind, Subrosa does have Kevlar. Sonic, in the meantime, did initially push down the bottom of Banana, but realizing they've lost arch control, he needs to be careful. Doesn't want to allow them to wrap around into the B site. And Infinite is spotting to see if anybody is looking to check this angle. At least for now, the CT side, again, they've fallen into a passive position, making things really tough for the T's, forcing them to go peeking into a lot of these angles. You can see the Broser now just starting to make his move towards the site. Modem, he knows he's there. He's hoping that he's about to peek out this angle, but he's going to have to drop in. Modem not quick enough on the trigger, and the wraparound from Infinite actually closes out Floppy as well. It leaves Sonic, the B defender, 1v2, to try and save this round.
Even with OC getting 3 kills, I'm surprised to see Cloud9 on the back foot here. Sonic will be gifted a 1v1 if Infinite does peak. And now his position has been given up. Doesn't know where the second player is going to be at just yet. So they're going to keep the player inside of apartments away. But the bomb's planted for short as well. And he's going to peek this corner. So Rose is going to peek around, but just jiggle peeks it. And I think Orgless have done it, keeping him off the bomb. Infinite now knows it's not being diffused. Going to peek in towards short, since obviously Sonic was looking for the kill there. And they're going to close this round out. Ace between Subrose and Infinite doing all the work in that round. Fortunately, Infinite does die in the end, but that gets them the first round on the board.
Yeah, and a big one is that. Like, we spoke about how the AKs were saved, but they did lose 3 players in the previous. That was a minimal investment from Orgless. They just happened to pick up a couple of rifles that gave them something in that round. Other than that, it was just pistols, as you mentioned. I think it was like a flashbang. They really didn't have much.
Yeah, 1 flash.
And that was enough to win them around. And now the CTs, well, they have a little bit more than 1 flash, but not in the best scenario. OC already being challenged on Banana. Shot through the wall. He gets a second! 2 in the space of a second, and gets the kill onto Ye. The man is 005, and his luck is clearly low at the moment.
I can hear him now. Yay. I'm dead.
Still smiling, though. He's always smiling.
Oh, yeah. You have to.
If you ever
We're not
see
looking
him
to push
sad,
up.
then you know that the world's in trouble.
Probably drink some disinfectant if he's looking sad. It's the only thing I could think of that would make him.
That's the cure.
I do kind of... Well, I was questioning why Wardale was kind of pushing by himself in middle. If he got caught, that'd be an alt picked up for Cloud9, but they're leaving Infinite to be the lurk. You can see 3 players kind of close to mid. Even Floppy, the one to push out. JT puts up spots on Subrosa and gets the kill. Bomb's still down to Bomb Banana, and I think if Subrosa, no, Floppy goes and checks it, he's going to see that. The problem is Infinite gets a double kill. Floppy can't really afford to move away from the position as well. Maybe he's going to hear Infinite or Wardale running down. Okay, well, it's not going to matter. Thanks, Infinite. I was trying to build up a point here, but he shuts that down. OC comes in, gets the first kill to FNS with the bomb. It's rotating towards A.
Spinning around. If I've ever seen a spin bot work, I think it's what Infinite just did. Quick flicks to completely different angles and popping heads all the way through. CTs, though, have a very good chance in this round. Infinite left very low, and they kill off Wardale first. It has to be the ace, and with only 8 HP, surely this can't be around for Infinite. He's looking to try and find OC. Gets that first kill. It's a really nice try. But the breakback happens. Cloud9 don't allow them much. It was only a couple of rifles. A similar round, well, a slightly better round to what Orgless won with, but Cloud9 managing to make it work. And it's completely different players now. Like, we saw OC and JT make a great comeback. One of the main reasons I think Cloud9 did win in the previous map. They've kept it going. OC 9-2. JT 7-2. Both teams now going to be on a bit of a dicey buy. Sure, you've got the AWP, you've got AKs, you've got a MAC-10, but there's a MP9 on the other side with a FAMAS. Utility missing on OC. Definitely not ideal, but it's a crunch round. It's one where the loser is definitely going to suffer in the next, and the victor likely getting another for free.
I do at least want to mention that last round. Wardale hits that shot, they win the round. So unfortunate too, like the position he was kind of susceptible that if he ever did miss, he would die, as we did see there. Now the do or die round, as you mentioned, Infinite only able to get one, but Ye able to respawn. Does leave JT by himself with just the SMG to defend the site. They force the rotation to come through. It's going to be Floppy. Maybe holding back towards CT since the T's have yet to commit towards one of these bombs. And Modem left to defend the A site by himself.
Be wary of push coming. They're going to go all in. I actually don't mind this play. I don't think it's going to work in this scenario, unfortunately, because it looks like the T's are just going to go pushing into the A site. But basically, the plan was if they go B, we fight. We have a chance to win the round. If they go A, we give it up. And I think that's it for Cloud9. They're going to start pushing down. If they go for a retake here, they're a bit crazy. They do have kits, but they don't have any utility, and I would be very surprised to see them go anywhere near the A site.
Even JT, they're trying to rescue a weapon that's just not going to be. All right, so Orgless, they're going to redeem themselves from the last round. And you did mention, like, you lose this round, you're probably allowing the other team to get 2 rounds straight, but with them saving 3 guns, well, 2.5. Maybe there's a chance for Cloud9 to still win the round after. It's been kind of a back and forth few couple of rounds. Not quite the streaks that we did see happen on Overpass. But either way, it'll be round 2 now picked up for Orgless. Now, are we going to see any investment out of Sonic and OC in this? Just the USPs is going to be my question.
Like, the remaining players are going to try and juggle whatever weaponry they can. OC's got a shotgun. Only going for one-shot weapons, of course, so a similar scenario to his AWP. If he misses, he's probably dead. I doubt he'll get a second chance with the Mag 7. Likely means we're going to see some more aggression into the apartments. Not many positions the Mag 7 work, but this is definitely one of them. Modem. Oh, we're not even going to get to see the Mag 7, are we? Waiting close. But, yeah. Try and get that AK in. Fair enough, to be honest. I'm a fan of the shotguns, but I've got to understand that the AK might be slightly better.
Tom, if he was throwing away an XM, you would harass the hell out of him, okay?
Well, yeah,
wait, what? What are they doing? They all started to, like, leave the B site there. After, I guess, they spotted towards Banana really quickly, but immediately being forced to turn back around. The problem is it leaves the A side a little bit open now, since they have a 3-player commitment towards B. And it's going to be the AK and the M4 to defend at the A site. FNS looking to peek out a balcony first. Doesn't quite see OC there. And Modem and OC put up a decent crossfire to delay this now. The rotation's going to come through. OC gets another. It's all in Sub Rosa now. He has to pull off the ace to clutch this out. And he's not going to be able to. That'll be the closer. And Cloud9, again, saving those 3 weapons. So back and forth between the 2 teams. That almost if they win this round, they're looking at a 2 streak.
It's actually interesting to see how often on the CT side, Modem and OC are actually placed together. Like they made the 3 stack over towards B on Overpass possible. They've made it here again. Like it's not the most common. Like it's the smaller site on both maps, and normally you might have aggression elsewhere, but they're so good at just holding it down that they can basically take risks. And that crossfire they had on the A site was perfect. OC once again, I mentioned him already. 12 and 3. He's killing it with the AWP, and after a very slow start in the first map, and even in the second, I think he was like 3 and, well, when, I think by the time some of the players were at like 10, 15 kills, maybe even higher, he was only on 3 kills. Had a massive comeback. Now he's looking to continue that into this map. And at the moment, Orgless don't seem to have a response for him.
It was basically sub 8 kills at the end of the first half of Overpass for him. So definitely agree. He came into his own. It came into the sorry, the second half. He's doing it yet again. Gotta give him credit as well to kind of have that mental fortitude of not letting yourself, you know, kind of crash, kind of get down on yourself considering how it's going. And it's been such a crucial game for them. No one wants to go 0 and 2 in the group. Now with a major spot on the line.
Somebody has to. If it continues in this fashion, maybe it won't be Cloud9, but the entry does come in. It's all left onto JT. He's the solo defender. Even just staying alive. Important here, but he's going to take a frag with him. FNS only has a pistol. Odell trying to do the work and will eventually trade him out, but he has bought time. The bomb is going to be planted, but at this point, all the players are here already. FNS trying to clutch this out. He's retrieved an AK, but he can't do anything. OC just running and gunning with the AWP. He's now up to 15 kills. 129 ADR, and bomb plant at least is something for Orgless, but still, financially, not going to be set. And actually, the ADR hadn't updated yet. He's got 171.
A little bit of a jump up there. I think it was, what, 50 increase? 120 to 170? Crunch my numbers correctly. I don't have my calculator next to me. Double op setup coming in with Sonic as well. We're going to see Orgless just go for the pistols and the armor. Okay, so not going to go for the full investment in this round. I think it's going to be smart. They're looking at potentially giving up 7-2, but they have flashbangs. They have on a Mordell, and they've won a round like this before. I just don't think it's going to happen a second time. I don't think Cloud9 are going to let that happen yet again.
Did have some success. One of the early rounds they managed to steal was off an arch side push. The nade does so much damage. Finally, they're going to start killing off these players. OC still here with the AWP, but he has to be careful he doesn't get overwhelmed. JT comes in to support him. Yay, okay. 2 kills at least. They've made things a little bit more costly for the CT side, which is more than you can really hope for with pistols. In fact, he gets 3 kills in the round with the Deagle. It's something, again, we've mentioned before. This man sometimes seems to do more damage with the pistols than he does with rifles.
Well, here we go now. The bat coming back in for Orgless. Out for Wardell, who's been relatively quiet. On 2 kills at the moment. I'm not seeing Cloud9 go for that early control towards Banana. I mean, yeah, they are smoky. They're not pushing down at all. I think the early nades they're using before still being committed, but not netting as much damage as we previously saw. They were trying to go for the boost up in Boiler again. I don't know if it's to expect 2 players to be here. Doesn't matter. Gets the shots either way. He sees OC coming around, but OC just doesn't seem to miss. 17 kills now. His confidence sky high. He needs the rotation to come through because they're charging straight in towards A. He's going to try to hold in towards Pit, but how is he going to defend against this many? He's not even going to have a chance. Wardell gets the first. Might get a second as well through the smoke. And Cloud9, not with much money. You got to save this already.
I feel like someone was almost shouting in Sonic's ear there because he was about to pot flash himself through the smoke, and I'm sure someone was like, no, no, we can't afford this. Please keep the AWP. But yeah, an unfortunate circumstance. The quick push through from mid, even, from Infinite, definitely caught out the CT side, and that double spray down pretty much ended the round. It really did have to be clinical play from OC, and he has been very good so far, but I think a little bit too much to ask. So Orgless are going to come back onto the board. Of course, the last few rounds not being clean is definitely coming back to bite Cloud9 once again. And I think that's one of the issues that they really have suffered with is they like the AWPs. They like 2 of them, in fact. It's a bit too costly setup to have. Rounds are going to slip away from you. It looks like Sonic's actually going to keep the AWP. Not necessarily saying he should give it up, but with how OC is playing, I wouldn't be against it. But then again, it looks like maybe he's going to take an aggressive peek, and if it fails, OC will just pick it up off his corpse.
I almost feel like this could be like a 10-3 if Floppy was able to start hitting some shots. He's struggling after we saw on that last map of Overpass. He had like 30+ kills at the end of things. Definitely had more than 20 at the end of the first half, though he did stagnate on the second half. Again, 3-man commitment towards Banana. Sonic and JT both going to chime for the initial kills. Though JT looking a little bit more flashy than Sonic's. get him through his side of the wood. And immediately, Orgless are going to be down 2 players. Luckily, they still have 2 pushed up middle, so they have a little bit of control, but they really can't execute in towards this just yet, especially with 4 players on the CT side here. And Sonic potentially on the quick rotate. He's looking to hold down things at Banana.
Orgless have now failed every single time to convert a second round in a row. Every time it's been a weaker purchase coming up for Cloud9. Take over the arch control, but I don't know if they're going to be expecting this many players towards the pit. Infinite been one of those players to really try and push things home, and Wardell, he finally chimes in with a kill of his own. Down to Sonic. 1v2. He's quick to push through, actually leads the way through the Molotov, but this time it will happen. The conversion comes through even after the early picks thrown in from Cloud9, and finally, after a few different attempts, Orgless are going to crush their economy.
Just looks super similar to Overpass again. Orgless taking some time to figure some things out in the first half, and then once they do, they start to rise up. And Cloud9 did get the 8-7 half though on Overpass. So looking like they could potentially pull it off here once they're able to buy up again. They've gone for the stack over towards the A side another time. JT looking to open things up with a flashbang if they do head up there. The Orgless have kind of... Okay. OC shot floppy, and then they flashed in and went. Need to do that. And the push, well, it's forced Wardell back. They're trying to get the top out of his hands, and they were going to be successful before he picks himself up another kill. But now what do you do here? I mean, it's just floppy alone with the op. Okay, if you could save it, that's definitely worth it. If you're Orgless, the money's not great. I mean, you do have Wardell on 5,800, so maybe you could chase this down. Maybe it's going to be right to chase it down. It looks like Infinite will be going for that.
I would wait to group up as a team. You know roughly where he's going to be. Instead, Infinite goes alone. Don't want to give this man individual jewels. Pushing into his crosshair. No matter what the gun, it definitely doesn't seem to be worth the risk. Subrosa, I like this angle, though. There is no way he's going to expect someone just waiting up on the bridge. AWP will be saved. Still cause some cost. CT side looking to come up with a buyer of their own now. It is worth mentioning, both Floppy and Modem had really strong T sides thus far, so even if this does swing back in Orgless' favor, I wouldn't be that worried if you're a Cloud9 fan. If they can even bring up anything of the sort that they had on Overpass, then they could easily close this out on the other side, especially with how they've been in pistol rounds. I believe they won both in the last map. Not sure about Nuke. It seems like a lifetime ago. Again, though, without the extra utility, aren't going to see banana control taken now. When they leave Sonic here alone, when he has all those extra grenades, and when he has deep banana control, I'm a fan. In this situation, it's so risky. He's used up all of his utility already, just trying to force them back, and he is the solo defender. There's a little bit of a peek coming in onto short. Infinite's got to be careful. He may just be trying to walk them back. Instead, Floppy's going to get aggressive. Spot, no one else is there, but they need to get some support in onto Sonic and fast. The T's are already making their move, looking to try and clear all of these extra positions. However, the CT side will be very well set up for a retake.
Yeah, I like how Sonic, instead of challenge, just waits it out. Just realized they're just going to wait for the teammates. FNS gets spammed down to 18 HP, though, as he goes for the plant. Some good early damage being done. You see them try to push it for destruction. Ye's going to be here. Ye gets the first, but JT's going to trade it out. Now trying to push it from CT and Banana at the same time. OC's able to take down the Banana position. And Floppy just gets the spray down to the two players, Subrosa and FNS. And Cloud9, the retake will be successful of every weapon they could possibly want. And this will put them up to the guaranteed first half lead.
Having a little search around for any extra utility. Not going to be much there, of course. That was actually something I think you really have to give props to Cloud9 for in that round, is They didn't have much utility, but the utility they did have, they used very well. In fact, they saved a lot of it even for the retake, so maybe knowing that that was coming. Also from Sonic, his one flashbang actually bought like an extra 4 or 5 seconds just throwing that down banana. It left a lot of people blind, and I think that made the difference. Like, if they managed to get in there even a few seconds earlier, that retake's going to be so much tougher. Maybe Sonic goes down, who knows. Now, they get to have all of those grenades again, so they can start challenging back for banana. The T-side money, well, actually both sides under pressure once again, and well, it can easily be the difference between a 10-5 and an 8-7.
There might be some decent presence inside of apartments for Modem to receive. So just gonna be the 3 players to defend. The utility can be coming out. There's not too much left on the Cloud9 side to use here. Modem with the 2 offensive grenades. One of them gonna go down to block off apartments yet again. To play inside the enemy smoke. He's done this before. Flop as well, gonna push the smoke in middle. He takes down Wardell, alleviates some pressure coming onto the site, but Moto's eventually gonna fall. But Floppy's still here. He's pushed out short. He takes himself another kill. And again, being smart, backs away, plays for the 3-on-2 retake.
Be a bit more patient. The pop flash is coming through. JT clearing the smoke. FNS trying to peek in the middle, but there's nobody coming that way. He's going to be the only one left. Does hit the shot at least for the first, but the trade comes in quick. There was no way he was hitting both of those players, so Cloud9 get their 9th. A bomb plant at least will help with what the purchase will be for Orgless, but even still, you have maybe a couple of players on AKs, depending how many people are willing to drop head armor. Other than that, well, you're already seeing what they're purchasing.
How much you want to bet this is like a B rush? I feel like they haven't done that often for Orgless.
They
get around the utility.
HGs, so maybe.
Yeah. Well, it won't be a rush off the bat, at least, it looks like. Alright, so I guess they're not going to go for it. Too much hole in the back at the moment. Too many players spread out towards alt mid. They just have the Mac 10 out of Infinite, so they could play quick. Eagle as well for Wardell. I was expecting fast play, and it might be right here as they're starting to push up in towards the A site. They're going to realize that B, no one's here, so now OC is going to be able to get 1 kill. We'll expect Moto to be there as well, and yes, Infinite gets himself a double. The Mac 10, a lot of money being built up in this round, but the money's not going to matter into the second half. And it seems like they've been able to take this round here, looking like a 9-6. JT alone against 3. And the hunk will come in out of Infinite. No chance. Infinite, again, rising to the occasion for him and his team at 14 kills. But still, Cloud9 take the lead at the end of the half.
Well, we'll see if they are going to be able to close things out in just a moment's time, as we'll be back after a short break. Well, we are back, about to be going into the second half of this final map of the best of three. One of these teams will be taking the spoils, the others will get absolutely nothing and be 0-2 in the road to Rio. Definitely not something anybody wants at this point. It is going to be the 4-man stack over onto the A site with just Infinite left to defend. Now, he's got a full belt of utility. Of course, missing the one grenade I think he'd want the most, which is the incendiary, but even still, he can delay, he can do some damage, and he can leave them blind.
A little bit worried that Cloud9 maybe want to potentially play the contact play. Got routed off towards Modem. That position would be given up. Orgless still committing to this, and he goes through, and that's nothing. Bennett probably going to put the smoke down momentarily, especially when we do see them start setting up for the attack. And again, he's just going to have to stay alive here. FNS does have the kit. Yo, so Cloud9's going to get the positions, going to get the bomb down. It comes into the afterput situation. Orgless will have time to work with, but again, getting a little bit scary for them considering they're actually rushing straight into them in construction. Infinite looking to do some damage, and he does get one, does get two. But again, Modem strikes back just as quick.
Wardell trying to hunt him down. They are in on the chase, but Modem's managed to get all the way around the corner. They've got a smoke for the bomb, which could make things a little bit awkward, but the spam shots away just aren't quite doing enough. FNS, he's just going to stick it. He has to defuse, and it has to be the knife, and I think he just about got the kill. It was Floppy instead to close out the round. Cloud9, they're just about going to scrape through the second pistol round. They've been good in them so far, but that was definitely the closest.
I really wanted to see the knife. I really wanted to see it, but it was well done by Floppy either way. Again, I was saying he was getting really quiet in the series, but now he's actually second on from the top at 15. JT on 13 as well. The quiet one's actually Modem, funny enough. I feel like he did do some decent work on CT size when it came to the balcony. The investment doesn't work out. That little bit of a gamble with the 4 players towards A. Now we're seeing Orgless go with the Mag 7, my big boy shotgun.
Yay.
Not really gonna have any company though. That's the unfortunate part. At least for now.
Like a B play is almost inevitable. Do have a player boosting up over the top. Subrosa will be able to get a kill. They're left so unbelievably blind. The spam through's going to get Infinite one as well. This is looking possible. The remaining CT players still have a move here. They're like, is this worth going for? Well, I think it is. 5 on 3. A singular flashbang. Sure, the rifles are still in the hands of the T side, but this is a good opportunity, really. Jump up. Wardell's actually going to get traced through the smoke. JT able to get a kill. Now starting to run out of time, though. They don't have a kit. Another smoke falling. They're just going to have to try and run through it. OC just hiding within. Sprays 1, 2, and oh, even a third. It's wonderful stuff for Cloud9 to hold on to the round. A little bit too close for comfort, but now their reward, an 11th round and a potential 12th.
I don't know what it is about OC, but he was super quiet on map 1 when we started things off on Nuke. Out of nowhere, it seems like Overpass and Inferno seem to be the maps he's comfortable on because, again, 22 kills after 17 rounds. Potentially more here, as it's looking like Cloud9 might hit number 12, but then again, with what we've seen out of Orgless, at least on the T side, they can win rounds with just a flashbang, but this time it's going to be a smoke. Moto pushes straight up. FNS will drop him, but at least gets the 1 kill, and still man advantage for Cloud9. And if anything, not gonna be too sad to lose Modem here, since all they had was the Mac 10.
Still looking fairly unlikely. Hit some pretty tasty Deeg shots. A crossfire on the A site. At least trying to make things a little bit awkward. JT looking like he might actually go in with the Mac 10. There was an AK behind, but wanting to make sure that they're not giving anything over. and also that he can farm up some cash. Easy clear, Infinite. Hoping to drop one more player, make things a little bit more costly for Cloud9. Maybe even retrieve a gun. That'd be nice. JT's gone back and picked up the AK, so it's now a Mac 10 on the floor. Not quite as tasty a prize. But no, holding for the exits now. No real chance to win the round. Orgless. Maybe starting to dread not being able to take things through in the last map. They were the ones in the lead. Infinite. Nice shot at least onto OC. Again, every kill at this point is a rifle drop to the deck. It's just whether or not he can actually retrieve one. And the worry now for Floppy. He'll survive the bomb. Of course, it's a deeper plant, but is that gun going to go into enemy hands? No.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It was because of the bomb plant. Like, he thought it was close to apartments instead. Closer to Arch.
Why doesn't my deagle ever work like that? I can't ever get like a fadeaway headshot.
Bad workman always blames his tools.
Well, I should be blaming myself then, because I am one massive tool. Orgless back on the buy though. AWP for Wardell. 3-man stack towards the B side to go for their early control. Cloud9 might actually just go for a very quick hit towards A again. It's going to be light with only 2 players. You can see Floppy moving into apartments. FNS forced to rotate back already. Orgless are just trying to buy some time here, which Cloud9 have forced to rotate out of 2 players. So they could hit back towards B if they wanted, but they might just break through the smoke. So Broza, nice little flashbang to allow FNS to go for the peak potentially, but no dice. At what point do they rotate a player back? They haven't seen anyone in a long time. They're going to see, the smokes come through. That doesn't mean necessarily the hit's going to be coming towards A, but with Floppy and Palace, I think this might be it. He's going to be looking for that shot onto Ye, and Ye's going to have to show up here. Odom able to get the kill into FNS, so that alleviates the pressure, helps them get in on towards the site. Flashbang comes through, gets directly behind Wardell and Modem. This man has no fear, charging straight forward, spearheading the charge straight into the enemy team, and now it's just Infinite left in a 1-on-5, and Cloud9 are going to go to 13.
Well, I said in the last half I wasn't really worried about the fact that it was Modem and Floppy at the bottom of the scoreboard when knowing what this man can do on the T side, but that was just impressive. Just able to completely negate the defense and destroy them from behind, and it's going to leave Infinite. Well, the solo B player probably not too happy with how that went down, with every other player on his team defending A and still losing that one. Interestingly, chucking the AWP out of the map, so OC are not wanting it. They've been playing quite quickly. They're just going to leave that one on the roof, dissipate, and that will be now a 13-6 scoreline. It's looking like Cloud9, after slow start, tough win on Overpass, have finally found their footing on Inferno. CT side, something needs to change. We're looking at Infinite with 18 kills. The next highest on the board has only just hit double digits. That's Ye. Sub Rosa on 6, FNS on 9, Wardell on 8. It's really not looking like a good showing across the board. That was something they had throughout the last 2 maps, was the whole team performing together. Of course, Infinite was the star performer when it came to map number 1. Here we go again. Another push in towards this side. Ye in position. A couple more pistol players to clear. Looking fairly easy.
Okay, Sonic. There's smokes there, man. Gets himself 2 kills clear through that. So Rosa flanking from behind is going to get 1 kill. Now he gives his position up, and you can see the rest of the team's immediately looking for the kills. They're hunting them. OC, while blind, just continues the spray. So Rosa gets himself a 2nd. Don't tell me they throw this round somehow. I mean, I'm not imagining he's going to win this, but there you go. Jumps out of the apartment. Modem's going to shut him down. 14-6 now, and Cloud9 are really just not stopping. And as you mentioned before, seeing that OC threw away the WP, I mean, I think we're seeing why. They want to play fast. They want to play loose. Double up for Orgless, and this this kind of worries me is because Cloud9 have been able to get so far up on these sites. Like they've been able to get into basically long archway without a kill, without even having to trade a shot. If Orgless give them that much ground again, this double up's not going to do anything. So they're going to have to hold a little bit more aggressive to allow these ops to go for these early shots.
Oh, once again, they're going towards the A site. It's been so successful so far that the T's are at least going to opt to take control of the apartments. I do wonder how long it takes for them to eventually just almost bait this out and try and go back. They're trying it again. It's almost like an old VP strategy. If you can't stop us, we're going to keep trying it until you do. Quick push in. JT's got the entry once again. Still a man in the pit they have to deal with, but he'll deal with that man as well. Just going on a tear with Modem to support. It's the rush A strategy, not quite the classic that we know and love, but it's successful for Cloud9. The streak continues as they're yet to lose a T-side round, and a 6th in a row is guaranteed.
So what do you do if you're Orgless? Do you 5-man sack the A site? Do you risk it like that? I mean, the thing is like that what was so different in that round compared to the last rounds at the A site is that the rotators just pushed straight to the smokes and went for the contest right away. They didn't even bother waiting for, you know, smokes to dissipate, for everyone to group up. They just wanted to challenge them at a time they didn't think Orgless would expect it, but they still get the kills. They still fall out from this one, and Cloud9 now 1 round away from closing out this entire series.
Buy that's up to try and stop that from happening is not a particularly good one. SMGs, few rifles, and not a whole lot of utility. Any they do have, they're going to try and use at the beginning. Modem pushed aggressively up Banana, but he's going to lose that early fight. Finally, initial frag actually going the way of Orgless. 3-man stack in middle as well. Elevated angles. Wardell gets the timing spot on. Although they're taking a lot of damage, it's all going to come down to this B site play. Lots of utility being expended. The bomb's still at the very bottom of Banana. Somehow, of all the rounds, this is looking like the one most likely to succeed. But the last man standing, OC, has 4 low players on the other side.
This is the man I would want in the clutch situation with how he's been able to play. But 4 players, I find that hard. Even for him, especially when he still does yet to pick up the bomb. Might just come down to time in general. 30 seconds left. I know they have a lot of money to spend, but it might be just worth saving this to prevent them from like trying to upgrade, because they still have 1 player on a FAMAS. But I don't know if he knows. I think he should. Anyways, gets the bomb. He's gonna look to rush towards B. 2 kills to find to be able to get this bomb down, and let's see, spots out Infinite. FNS just hiding away, making sure to play for time here. 10 seconds left. The peek around the side, we're trying to see OC get the bomb planted, and yeah, not going to work out for him. So Orgless will be able to finally get their first round on the CT side now secured, but can they continue to do that for 8 more rounds?
That's the mistake, Jason. They tried to go B. I wonder if they just blast back into the A site now. It would be quite funny if the only round they lost was when the majority of their players actually tried to hit the B site, and then they just go back into the A site and win. They have, however, given a big upgrade to Orgless. A couple of AKs, 3 in fact. Lots of utility. Finesse going to be expending a little bit down mid. Does look like the T's, it seems like they're going back to it once again. Why not? Apartments control taken. Middle going to be challenged for, of course, this time there are some counter Molotovs, but JT setting some up to make things awkward for FNS. In fact, he's pushed into the corner. They've made things impossible for him to survive. Wardell, however, does manage a trade. They've got to clear the man in the pit. Got a few more to find, in fact, as finally it seems like there's been a solution for reign of terror on the A site. OC once again, a slightly better scenario than the last round, although the players are much healthier and they almost line up. Even still, 15 to 8. Orgless, slowly but surely, starting to get a couple of rounds on their CT side.
Well, this is what happened on Overpass, right? We had Cloud9 take a big streak of rounds. Then Orgless started to wise up to the way they were playing when they were on the CT side and figured out a solution and brought it back to, 8-7. Still losing the round overall, but 7 rounds is better than they probably could have hoped for considering how that half was going. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is they finally figured out the equation. They finally solved it. Pulled a hangover on it. And now have been able to set themselves up for victory. But I still find it hard, like, just knowing, all right, well, Cloud9 could just say, all right, let's just rush B this round or something. Or let's just rush A again this round. They can just change things up so quickly against you that you have to be pretty much prepared for everything that happens. And Sub Rosa now, he's going to be pushed up. Flashbang comes in and Modem. Instant flick to the head.
Strong start. This man's entry fragging on the T side has brought him up the scoreboard. Of course, it is still being led by OC and JT, the players who finished off Overpass very strong, but I quite expected them to come out on this map with such dominance. Of course, after throwing in some presence elsewhere, they're going to back to the classic. Wardell with his AWP starts things off with a flick. The incendiary there, and Ye actually sprays down too. They finally started to come alive on this A site, and OC, well, starting to see similar rounds now, as he's left alive once again. A good crossfire, a stronghold from Orgless. They're getting there, Jason.
They broke at the bank. I mean, Modem's going to have 5K Sonic on 4.2, but I imagine they're not going to go for the full investment here. Yeah, Modem going back to his patented MAC 10. Looks like they might just try to be aggressive again, but I always wonder when teams start to struggle like this, is there a solution? Like, is there more depth to the playbook? Is there something they could throw out a little bit different, maybe a different mid-round call? They haven't really seen any fakes come in, and they're going to just trudge straight into B. And not really much to say about this round. Santa last alive, and he'll fall. And there we go. Orgless getting up to double digits.
Oh, Cloud9 going to use their first timeout. Really needed any so far in this game, so don't really blame them for that. Had a strong lead in the initial portion of first half. Ended it in reasonable fashion as well, and, well, they've started this T side off flawlessly, so no real complaints there just yet. Still, they are coming under pressure now. Can't get too confident. Orgless now starting to fight with little to lose. Being that far down, sometimes the mentality changes. Start seeing more aggressive tendencies. Plays starting to work out a little bit better. Going to be an attempted banana hold once again. Now going to be taking it quite dominantly. Team's just patient over in the T side. They're all holding right back towards T ramp. Modem's still going to get dunked out by a nade. CT side, after taking all that map control, they just give it straight back, but they know that a lot of utility is going to have to be expended to try and take this control. Sub Rosa now playing that role of solo B anchor. He's going to throw down his smoke as late as humanly possible just to try and buy as much time for the CT side. Now, they've rotated a couple of players here. The T's definitely aren't dedicated to this side of the map just yet. A firm believer that this map, if it is going to end, it's going to end on A.
Yeah, finally a mid-round call coming through. Change things up and maybe head back towards the A site. You can see FNS back in CT spawn trying to cover the cross in towards Arch. How are they going to open things up? Utility's going to start to run a little bit light. FNS actually rotated back. It seems Modem has sold a fake towards the B site, which has allowed them now to push in towards A. JT gets the first kill on Wardell. It opens things up. FNS needs that kill, though, as OC shuts him down, and Ye's still trying to survive on the site. He actually trades positions with Floppy. He gets inside of apartments. Bomb should be planted, and it's going to come down to this retake here for the game, for Orgless to pull this off, to keep them alive.
Ye's position is at least a strong one. He needs to try and do something from here as the time starts to tick. He's hoping that someone gives him an angle, but at the moment, they're really just waiting for that smoke to fade. Only a singular flashbang left for the T side. Subrosa will be able to get one. Uzi on the site, however, has traded one back quickly. Sonic with another. And this is all but done. Cloud9, it was a struggle through this series. The first map loss, the victory just about in the second, and then the third was fairly dominant. They've managed to take themselves a first victory, and unfortunately for Orgless, I think they're going to be kicking themselves about that first map.